CTV News at 5 with Marina Moore and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Marina is off. Fire crews continue to work at suppressing wildland fires across northern Ontario, and now they're getting help from counterparts across the country. CTV's Angela Campbell has the latest.
No new fires in the past 24 hours. That news from the Ministry of Natural Resources today as crews work to suppress the 177 active wildfires still burning in Ontario. And officials on the ground have been getting some much needed help for what has already been a devastating wildfire season. In its most up-to-date stats, the MNR says there are 172 active wildland fires in northern Ontario, including 134 in the northwest. 31 of those fires are not under control. Fire crews are working around the clock to respond to the fires.
And until you see the operations, you can't understand the whole scope of it and how hard they're working day in and day out, 24 hours a day.
17 fire ranger crews and other staff from northeastern Ontario have been deployed to help counterparts in the northwest. Out-of-province resources include aircrafts, fire engines, and firefighters from Alberta, plus staff from New Brunswick, Yukon Territory, and Newfoundland, along with resources from the Pan-Canadian Aerial Asset Program. The MNR says more than 739,000 hectares have burnt across northern Ontario, with one of the largest, known as Thunder Bay 36, recently remapped at 315,000 hectares. The forest fires have forced more than 1,800 people from their homes, as more than a dozen communities have evacuated, some of them with no homes to return to, as officials call this one of the most intense fire seasons on record. Angela Campbell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Time for our first check on weather. For more details, we go to CTV's Amanda Hicks. And Amanda, it sounds like there's some serious weather moving through the region up there.
Absolutely, Ian, in the northwest part of our region for sure. Your first look at weather is brought to you by CAA. You can become a member at getcaa.ca. So let's start with the areas in yellow, because that's what's most concerning at this time. Environment Canada has issued a tornado warning for the areas in yellow in northwestern Ontario. So we've got Sioux Lookout, we've got Dryden, we've got Kenora, areas like that where winds could be up to 110 kilometers per hour, strong rain, hail, toonie-size, Gulf-size hail, and then also in the blue part, we've got severe thunderstorm watches and warnings in those areas as well. So, but heading back to our region, that system is not going to touch our region, northeastern Ontario. We've seen pretty much a mild day out there today. Bit of scattered showers throughout the weekend, but we will not be seeing the significant weather that northwestern Ontario is seeing. I'll have more details about what we can expect heading into the weekend a bit later on, but for now, Ian, back to you.
Thanks, Amanda. Sudbury police have arrested a 33-year-old after a robbery at a business on Regent Street near the city's south end. According to investigators, they received a report last night around 11 that a man had entered a business demanding cash, saying there was an armed individual outside waiting. The suspect fled the scene but was located in the city's downtown 30 minutes later. Police say they recovered a portion of the cash, but no firearm. Luckily, there were no injuries following this stunning scene yesterday afternoon in Timmins at the corner of Preston and Algonquin Boulevard. A white SUV bursting into flames in front of the Preston apartments. It didn't take long for fire crews to get the blaze under control. City officials telling CTV News the driver was able to pull over and call 911. No word yet on what started the fire or the incident, but again, there were no injuries. And Highway 108 was closed heading into Elliott Lake for a short time today due to a serious two-vehicle crash. It happened at Christie Lake Road and Highway 108. Not much is known about the investigation at this stage or if charges will be laid. One person was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Gas prices have wildly fluctuated today in Sudbury, with some stations jumping 20 cents in less than 24 hours. This is how things looked down on Regent Street earlier today, with several stations registering around the $1.73 mark a liter. But there were other stations, including Costco on Kingsway, where the gas prices were still at $1.52 a liter. Canadians for Affordable Energy tells CTV News gas is retailing right now for about $1.67. It's predicting gas could jump another 3 cents by tomorrow. Improvements to the Victor M. Power Airport in Timmins are underway. Construction's begun on a $3.3 million project, a multi-phase project. Renovations will include an expanded lounge, updated security screening area, and the terminal's exterior facade. The city is advising sections of the curbside parking lane will be closed to accommodate the work. Also, taxi and shuttle pickup and drop-off locations may shift throughout the construction. They ask people to follow signs and staff directions for safety. Valet says it's continuing to make progress in dismantling Sudbury's super stack. In its latest post to Facebook, the mining giant says the iconic structure has now been reduced to a total of 210 feet or 64 meters. Demolition into the facility has been in full swing since June 1st. The super stack now stands at 1,036 feet or a little more than 315 meters. It's still the third tallest freestanding structure in the country behind the CN Tower and First Canada Place in Toronto. Time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News, Amanda has our full weather forecast for now. Speaking of it, let's go back to a live shot of the super stack. This shot coming from our tower cam above our studios here in Sudbury on Frood Road, where it's been so far a pretty gorgeous day. We've had plenty of sunshine, but it sounds like it might not last throughout the weekend. Amanda Hicks will have those answers for us when we return. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Northern Ontario.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back. Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to the weekend. Before I get started, a quick reminder for everyone out there, there are some tornado warnings in effect issued by Environment Canada for parts of northwestern Ontario, along with severe thunderstorm watches and warnings as well. So just keep that in mind if that's where you're watching from. But let's take a look at the northeast here and what we're going to be seeing this weekend. For the most part, scattered shower activity across the board, but nothing too significant. The most we'll see is 19 millimeters of rain in Wawa by the time the weekend wraps up, but that's the most that we're going to be seeing. So a little bit of scattered shower activity, but temperatures are going to hold steady, at least seasonal for this time of year. Let's get into it with the 5-day forecast, starting with Sudbury Nickel Belt. So a chance of showers for tomorrow, getting up to the normal for this time of year, which is 25 degrees. Chance of showers throughout the weekend, continuing into Monday, getting up to 24 degrees. And then Tuesday, cloudy skies roll in with a chance of showers. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of showers, risk of thunderstorms for tomorrow, high of 23. Chance of showers on Sunday, continuing into Monday. We start the week with a chance of showers and a high of 24. But by the time Tuesday rolls around, we see a little bit of sunshine in between those cloudy breaks with a high of 23. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, showers, risk of thunderstorms for tomorrow, high of 22, bumping up to 24 on Sunday with a chance of showers continuing into Monday. Cloudy skies on Tuesday, high of 23, and then 24 on Wednesday with a chance of showers. For Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of showers for tomorrow, high of 26. Holding on to that temperature for Sunday with a chance of showers as well. Only slight chance of showers though, so hopefully we see a little bit more sunshine than rain for sure. Chance of showers on Monday, getting up to a high of 25. And finally for North Bay, West Nipissing, chance of showers for tomorrow, high of 26. 26 again on Sunday with a chance of showers continuing on into Tuesday. But by the time Wednesday rolls around, we'll get up to a high of 24 with a mix of sun and clouds. So Ian, might be a good idea to keep an umbrella handy this weekend, but hopefully we see more sun than rain. Back to you.
I hope so. I was hoping to do some gardening. Thanks, Amanda. Well, warm days like today make us grateful for things like splash pads and beaches. In Sault Ste. Marie, the purchase of new accessibility equipment will allow people in wheelchairs to be full participants in those summertime activities. CTV's Courtney Nordstrom reports.
Who doesn't like to go to the beach on a hot, sunny day?
Diane Morel is proud to show off the newest addition to the Sault's Pointe de Chêne beach.
Speaking from personal experience, when I go to the beach, it was really nice to be able to be there and look out on the water and feel the cooling breeze. But it's so much better if you can get into the water and cool yourself off.
The city's accessibility coordinator proudly displays the new water wheelchair that adults can now book at the public beach. And for kids, the municipality has also purchased 3 new water wheelchairs for its Bellevue Park and Manzo Park splash pads.
Children and youth with disabilities, physical disabilities, that have mobility equipment, it can't get wet. It has specialty seating, it doesn't dry well. Some of them have power components, so it's impossible for these children to be able to use the splash pad in their current seating. It's kind of like a tough screen kind of mesh, so it doesn't hold on to the water.
The chairs are among a number of accessibility changes made by the city, including enhanced parking at the beach and improved change tables at Bellevue Park.
It's important for people with disabilities to be immersed in our community and to be as active and part of everything going on as everybody else.
Booking can be done by visiting the water wheelchair section of the accessibility tab on the city's website. After registering, members of the public will receive further information and have the choice of their preferred date and time. Access is on a first-come, first-served basis. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
The Temagami Fire Department used a recent grant to get some new equipment. The department was selected for a $10,000 grant from TC Energy's Community Investment Fund, which allowed them to purchase gas detectors and an automated test system. The department says the gas detectors are a piece of equipment that lets them know if there are hazardous gases present, allowing them to better plan their firefighting methods. A touching tribute today for a Blind River OPP officer and one that has a public safety message attached. Once again this year, OPP placed a cruiser on the front lawn of the Blind River Detachment, encouraging passers-by to slow down. The tradition was started by Constable Andrew Hall, affectionately known as Dance, who looked for creative ways in getting drivers to slow it down. He even placed a mannequin one year in the driver's seat. Dance passed away 10 years ago from ALS. May his memory be a blessing and, in his case, a lesson to us all. Coming up on CTV News at 5, it's National Self-Care Day. We'll check in with our friends at Independent Living Sudbury, Manitoulin. Plus, a new attraction will soon be digging its way into the North Bay entertainment scene. Back in a moment. It's National Self-Care Day. Today, Independent Living Sudbury, Manitoulin celebrated by offering several activities designed to support physical, mental, and emotional well-being. CTV's Elena Everson reports.
A day dedicated to wellness and relaxation at Independent Living Sudbury, Manitoulin. A resource, recreation, and leisure center for people living with disabilities.
Emotional wellness, you should feel you should feel self-love for yourself. You should love yourself, and I really want them to have those awesome photos done so they can admire themselves and feel proud of how they look.
There was hand and foot care, haircuts, and several activities to learn about the pillars of self-care. 30-year-old Isabel Lemieux has cerebral palsy and is taking part in a Reiki session for the first time.
You'll basically concentrate in the area where you want to release energy. It sounds complex, but it's actually pretty simple. And before you know it, I had started thinking of all the stuff I was grateful for. And I noticed after the session that I felt happy.
Reiki is calming, relaxing, any physical pains, it helps with that. It helps clear the mind, and it helps elevate the energy of the human and clearing out any negative energy.
Members also had the chance to learn about accessible self-care practices that can be incorporated into everyday life.
I volunteered a lot of different things, so I guess it's time to look after myself.
Highlighting that it's self-love, And then today was really special for us because it's International Self-Care Day, and I really wanted all the members to just have a day of self-care instead of just an hour, which is every Friday.
Organizers say the event is also an opportunity for members to connect, build relationships, and to prioritize their overall well-being. Ellen Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Sudbury's first ever UltraCon is underway. Fandoms will be uniting at the newest comic convention at the Radisson Hotel this weekend. Acclaimed voice and on-screen actor Gary Chalk will be chatting with fans and signing autographs throughout the weekend. Chalk has been a mainstay in Canadian television, having roles on Cold Squad and SG-1, but many might recognize him from his voice. His career spans more than 30 animated series and hundreds of individual roles in cartoons, anime, and video games. Chalk is looking forward to meeting Sudbury's fans.
I think a lot of people want to see the voices or the actors behind the voices. They want to see who does these things, and it's very exciting for them to meet you face to face because you were their childhood, as this fellow was saying earlier. It's their childhood.
Celebrity guests Peter Williams of Stargate SG-1 fame will also be on hand this weekend. The event features a large board and video gaming area, and people are encouraged to dust up their finest cosplays. UltraCon wraps up Sunday. A new movie is showing in North Bay tonight, featuring some cities that may look familiar. The Outer Threat was shot in North Bay and Powassan. The sci-fi thriller explores family, discovery, and the consequences of revealing a world-changing secret. The film stars American actors Constance Wu and William Fichtner, but was shot with a northern crew. The movie will be showing tonight at the North Bay Cineplex. A new attraction digging its way into North Bay this weekend. Machinery gives everyday folks a chance to use heavy equipment to crush, dig, and otherwise be destructive while being supervised by professional heavy equipment coaches. The attraction was inspired by a similar setup in Las Vegas and is the only one of its kind in Canada.
I'm like, wow, this is crazy that Canada doesn't have something like this. So we started looking around, looking into it. I'm like, well, I think I could bring this to Canada. And then we looked around for some funding programs, and NOHFC came to the table and said, we will be happy to partner with you on this as a tourism grant to sort of bring this kind of, entertainment to the north. And it sort of snowballed from there.
Machinery opens to the public tomorrow. Reservations are required and can be made through their website. The gates have just opened moments ago to this year's Rock on the River Festival up in Timmins. Excitement for the 10th edition has been building for some time in the city, with organizers announcing just 2 weeks ago they've surpassed the attendance record for Friday, selling more tickets than ever before. The Offspring will headline the record-breaking show tonight with performances by Plus and Fortunate Losers. Country Night with Russell Dickerson gets underway tomorrow. Organizers say it's shaping up to be a big year.
Well, I'm excited for both nights, but I've seen the Offspring 4 times personally, and I'm just so happy that they've come to Timmins. It's just it's one band that our whole committee was completely agreeing to, because there's debates on who we're gonna get or who we're gonna try to put an offer to, but the Offspring is always hands down, of course, as if everyone loves the Offspring. So very excited for them.
Tickets are reportedly still available at the gate. A Muskoka woman will be going for another long-distance swim this weekend for an important cause. Joy Jarvis will be doing her 4th annual swim on Lake Vernon this Sunday for the Huntsville Hospital Foundation's Raise Muskoka campaign. The 67-year-old will be swimming 9 kilometers to raise funds for the new hospital build. As of this afternoon, she had raised nearly $4,000, almost halfway to her $10,000 goal.
We're so grateful to Joy for making a splash for Huntsville Hospital Foundation and raising funds for our hospital. Joy's been doing this. This is her 4th year raising funds for the foundation, and she's raised almost $21,000 so far. So go Joy.
Joy tells us that it's important for her to help her fellow Huntsville area residents and that she's overwhelmed by all of the support. Go, Joy, go. When we return, we'll take a look at your community close-up. You're watching First at 5. Time now for a look at our community close-up, and for that we begin in Sudbury with a regular CTV viewer, Paulette Roy. Paulette tells us she was enjoying her family's backyard when she looked down and saw this little guy having a snack. I haven't had bunnies in my yard yet, so I'm super jealous. I have had a lot of chipmunks though. Thanks so much for sharing it with us. Ted Gunn says he was taking a bike ride through Mallard's Landing, still in Sudbury, when he spotted this mother duck and her brood having an afternoon swim today, and it has so far been hot and humid, so I'm betting she's back out on there probably right now. Great find there, Ted. Finally for us, Fiona was in North Bay on Monday at the waterfront, and she tells us the sun was making the clouds look crazy. You have to love those views. Definitely makes it special living here in Northern Ontario, enjoying the sun and waterfront. Thanks, Fiona. If you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. A canoe displaying Canadian artist Tom Thompson's work is now on display at the OPP detachment in Huntsville. The cannon entitled Peace was created for the 2023 Canoe Mural Project by the Huntsville Festival of Arts. The initiative featured artists painting like interpretations of Thompson's work. A traditional smudging ceremony was held to bless peace. Finally for us tonight, Northern Ontario's own Shania Twain was on CTV's Your Morning today talking about her new album, Little Miss Twain. Twain says the album is an homage to the start of her career when she performed in local bars here in the North. She told Your Morning host Anne-Marie Meadowake what it was like writing the album.
I was reflecting back on things that made me laugh and chuckle and made me happy, remembering all of the great things about the North.
I was raised to share my things with all my neighbors and my siblings. I don't work all night to spend my nickels and my dimes.
And shout out to Timmins, Ontario, by the way.
Timmins, Ontario.
Definitely shout out to Timmins. Twain says the new album features some backup vocals from her 24-year-old son, Asia. Little Miss Twain is out now. Love seeing the North celebrated like that for sure. There's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.